I'm Nancy Grace. I want to thank you for being with us. Bombshell tonight as we go to air. There, in a densely wooded area, investigators uncover a little bone believed to be Zahra's.
I heard I have even made it to the Nancy Grace show.
Bombshell tonight.
They keep calling my lawyers and wanting an interview with me.
A 2-year-old little girl snatched from her own bedroom in the dark of night.
Have investigators found Zahra Baker?
There are so many missing kids, but Zahra isn't missing.
It's very clear that this child has been murdered.
Police revealed moments ago that they have recovered a bone.
That the child is dead.
A bone that may be related to the Zahra Baker investigation.
This is a little girl
I can actually hear more than without my hearing aid.
who has been discarded piece by piece. They discarded her mattress.
DNA evidence on the mattress is now in the lab being tested.
They discarded her prosthetic leg.
Investigators have discovered a prosthetic leg.
These are not smart people.
Adam, did you have any involvement in the disappearance?
They have misstepped every step of the way through this.
Mr. Baker admitted to writing the ransom note.
It won't be long until the truth comes out.
We are taking your calls live for those of you just joining us at this hour. Investigators draining a pond next to the spot where Zahra's prosthetic leg found abandoned in a densely wooded area. And has Zahra's remains been found? A tiny bone has been uncovered. Is it Zahra? Straight out to Ellie Jostad, our chief editorial producer. Ellie, what do we know?
Nancy, police announced today, just before we went to air, that they have recovered a bone. They believe it could be connected to the Zahra Baker disappearance. It's undergoing testing right now. They won't tell us exactly where they found it, but 2 major searches going on today. You alluded to them. There was one of Caldwell County area, wooded area. In that area, also a pond. Now, this is roughly that same location where they found the prosthetic leg. They were both draining a pond and searching a wooded area.
This leads me to believe, although they are not pinpointing where the bone has been found, that it is found in that area. Let's go straight out to Melissa Mullenbrock. She is there at the search site. She lives across the street. She joined us when the prosthetic leg was first found. Melissa, thank you for being with us. Melissa, what do you see? What's been going on there all day?
Yes, hello, Nancy. Thank you for having me. Today, the cops barricaded off Pine Mountain Road to Christie, and at the end of Christie again, the 2 to 3 mile strip going down, the same as before. They also had about roughly 15 to 20 cop cars, both marked and unmarked, outside of the gated area. And they also had the Love Lady Rescue Special Operations truck out there. I don't know what they were doing with the Special Operations truck, but they were going inside the wooded area behind the gate. All about 20 people had shovels, and they had anything that you could use to dig. I know that the pond that you were talking about is behind the gate and more towards the right. You can't see it from the street, but it is back there.
Joining us is Melissa Mullenbrock. She is there at the search site. She lives just across the street. Melissa, I know that you joined us the night that her prosthetic leg was found discarded in that overgrown brush. They are draining the pond not far from where you were standing, but it seems to me that they believe that they're going to find more in this area. We don't know of any other wooded searches going on right now. This makes me think that that's the area where the bone was found. What do you believe, Melissa?
You know, I know that when they first came out here, they did remove quite a bit of brush and trees, anything that had overgrown, including the trash that they had put there behind the gated area. I know that when they found the prosthetic leg, it was somewhere behind that gate and inside that trash and the brushed area. The fact that they found a bone tonight, I can't say whether or not they were looking outside of their original area or, honestly, if when it was placed there. After the cops left, they did not come back. They left Friday, and they have not been back until today. So for those days from Friday to Wednesday, no one has been over that area, no one's guarded that area, no one's been around it. So where they're finding it, I'm not sure. Why they missed it the first day, I don't know either.
Melissa, did people began to drive around the area after it was reported her prosthetic leg was found there?
Yes, Nancy, people were driving around the area, stopping at the area. I actually drove past and saw a elderly couple stop there and taking pictures in front of the gated area as if it was, I don't know, a spot to remember for anything other than a poor little girl went missing and her leg was found there.
Standing by is Melissa Mullenbrock. She is there on the scene where at this hour, investigators are working into the night draining a pond. Have bones of little 10-year-old Zahra been found in a densely wooded area? To Natisha Lance, our producer on the story. Natisha, what are you hearing? What bone of the body do we believe it is?
Well, Nancy, that is something that they are not revealing at this point. The most they will say is that it was in Caldwell County. The only location that police told me today that they were searching was this area on Christie Road where the prosthetic leg was found. Now, that road is about 3 miles long. They couldn't give me an exact acreage amount as to how far the area was. They were doing a line search with about 12 searchers in that area, also bringing in other searchers from other areas. And as Ellie had said, they were also draining that pond. Now, we do know that the bone was not found in the pond, so it was found somewhere in that wooded area. From our aerials, we were able to see that they were using chainsaws to cut down trees and remove as much brush as possible.
Out to the lines, Leslie in North Carolina. Hi, Leslie. What's your question?
Hi, Nancy. Thank you for taking my call. Quick comment. This is a sick case, and these two people are just despicable. But my question is this. I think that they would know when they saw the bone whether it was human or animal. And don't you, for goodness sake, don't you think they'll be making an arrest soon?
You know, I was stunned, Leslie, in North Carolina when an arrest was not made after the prosthetic leg was found. Everybody, we are talking about this little 10-year-old girl's prosthetic leg. She lost her leg. I was amputated above the knee after she fought and survived childhood bone cancer and lung cancer. After surviving all that, she goes missing. Focus on her stepmother and her biological father. I want to go out now to Captain Robert Tumlin, commander of the Underwater Search and Recovery Team, Clayton County Police. Captain, what do you make of them draining the pond?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Grace, having saw the coverage there, good indication with a pond in that close proximity of what they suspect to be a bone that's found, would give good cause to drain that pond, especially looking for evidence, possibly more bones and such as that. Underwater is a very good place to conceal evidence if you're not wanting it to be found. I certainly would, in that close proximity, drain that pond as well.
And Brad Dennis, Director of Search Operations, Class Kids Foundation, we see the water flowing out, almost like it's coming out of a fire hydrant. They are draining the pond as quickly as they can. How do you do this? How long will it take?
Well, my understanding, Nancy, is that they were able to get through that pond fairly quickly today, being able to pump it out. The bigger question is how dense is the debris at the bottom of that pond? How dense is the mud? And you know, probably years worth of leaf debris in there for them to be able to go through that to see if there's any other type of evidence down at the bottom of that pond.
And to Dr. Howard Oliver, former Deputy Medical Examiner out of L.A., in answer to Leslie's question out of North Carolina, Dr. Oliver, how can they tell if it is a child's bone?
Well, a long bone, for instance, from one of the limbs, the legs or the arms, or the pelvis would be fairly easy to tell, but the smaller bones would be very difficult. It would take an anthropologist, a forensic anthropologist, to make that decision.
For those of you just joining us, a pond being drained into the night. A bone has just been discovered, believed to be that of 10-year-old little Zahra.